Thanks for joining us. I'm Paula Ebben with a WBZ News update. Our top stories: the search for an armed robbery suspect continues after police say he walked into the Lone Max off of Route 28 in Salem, New Hampshire. Surveillance photos show that he tied up the employees inside and robbed the place at gunpoint. This all happened yesterday afternoon. No one was hurt, but the business gives out cash loans on car titles. The robber walked in with a backpack in hand. We don't know how much money he got away with. Police say the suspect is 6'2", a white male in his 50s or 60s, wearing a black Bruins ball cap, medical mask, blue sweatshirt, and gray sweatpants. If you have any information, police want to hear from you. The principal at Bedford High School in New Hampshire says there are no signs of anything criminal after reports freshmen and sophomore boys secretly took pictures of older girls. School officials say they've met with both students and parents and believe none of the pictures were taken at school or on campus. They also haven't found any photos that they were describing as explicit. They say all but one of the pictures were selfies. The principal says if there is any discipline, it will be confidential. The effort to rebuild the Long Island Bridge is taking another step forward. Today, Boston Mayor Michelle Wu announced the city's Public Works Department is looking for firms to oversee construction. The goal here is to have a team in place by the end of this year. Last month, Boston received a key permit to help speed up reconstruction. Quincy is still fighting the plan, saying a new bridge will increase traffic in that area. But Mayor Wu says the bridge will restore access to the shelters on Long Island and help with the city's homeless crisis. Another cloudy day as we wait for the sun to show up. Let's get a check of the forecast with Zack.
You have Wednesday and Thursday as your days off. It feels like the entire summer, early fall have been spectacular within that 48-hour window. And of course, Saturday and Sunday lining up on the downward side. But nonetheless, we still have a little window of opportunity for the weekend that's coming up. 62 degrees right now in Boston. You notice we are relatively uniform. There's not much of a discrepancy in our numbers, but there is going to be a little boost for interior locations in comparison to those by the water, as the winds will be coming off of the relatively cool ocean. Water temperature now down into the low 60s. But still a day that you can take advantage of and maybe take a walk in the sand or walk around the block with the dog. Maybe carve out some time in the mid to late afternoon, because we'll turn over into some rain chances as we go into tomorrow morning. Western side of the state will be tapping into this energy, which is really far reaching from the Chesapeake Bay down the line all the way into about the Savannah area. This is going to continuously kind of garner some energy and give a little rotation to it, maybe picking up the pace just a little bit more overnight. And that's why we're going to eventually land with some rain chances early on Friday towards the Connecticut River Valley. You don't see a lot happening for Worcester County and areas east. This is just one computer model. We should be vigilant and at least add some additional time to morning travel and maybe bring the rain jacket out for the kids going to the bus stop. Even if it isn't actively raining initially, we will start to get a little more activity as we roll closer to the mid to late afternoon. So after school plans getting a little bit damp. It's going to be dreary across the board. Temperatures will slide as well, so it's more of that raw feel, especially as the winds are going to start churning up as well. Come Saturday morning, definitely a different vibe. If you're to the north of the Pike, it's not as much of a conversation for you. The southeastern side of the state, you should be prepared for a rainy start. We're expecting steadier pockets along the south coast, Cape Cod and the islands, anywhere from about an hour or two around sunrise, and then it sort of pinwheels and generally grabs it to the north around the 44 belt. But still, Boston to Worcester and anybody around the Merrimack Valley or the Monadnock region, Worcester Hills, I think you're generally spared. It will start to subside as we go into the second half of the day. So steadiest and let's call it moderate rain. I'm not talking about heavy downpour potential for Saturday morning. Mainly dry conditions as we move over into the Granite State. So for leaf peepers, the farther north you go, the more color there is and the better shot of being in a completely dry scenario. Saturday afternoon, we're doing okay. It's still going to be rather dreary. Sunday, an absolute winter, Paula. So there's our chance to get back to the apple orchards, do some of the fall vibes, mid to upper 70s, and it will kick off a beautiful trend. Why is this happening? Just in time for another work and another school week. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday get a boost close to 80 degrees.
I'm Paula Ebben. This has been a WBZ News Update.